the myth, the legend, Joyboy, Sun God Nika is back this time as a freaking giant. Luffy's Gear 5 easily allows him to grab the light man as though he is a fodder. Again, you don't see any sign of advanced Conqueror's Haki, yet Kizaru is sweating buckets. Okay, fine, maybe I'm exaggerating, but he's sweating a little bit. Luffy talks about how he was knocked outside of the barrier and had to cross it twice to get back in, which is insane considering the only one who was supposed to safely be able to enter was a light Logia. The laser technology that Vegapunk has been incorporating in his inventions have been from Kizaru's Devil Fruit. The fact that Gear 5 Luffy was able to tank these deadly lasers shows that Kizaru stands no chance in actually dealing meaningful damage against him. This just goes to show how insane Luffy's durability is in Gear 5 and the power of the Zone Awakening, which not only offers freedom of fighting but also one of the toughest defense in the series. But that's not all, as chapter 1092 confirmed our balls deep theory on how Luffy's Gear 5 hold the power to unlimited energy. Cause after Luffy activates his Gear 5 and becomes a giant, his drums of liberation also becomes large enough for the whole Egghead Island to hear and resonate to. Before against Lucci, Luffy's heartbeat did not reach that far, but now it has. We see this has an effect on the people around Luffy, with their eyes popping out and everything becoming toonless. But this same power had a different effect to the ancient robot lying around, which finally powered up after 200 years. Now, on our live stream, James Wallace asked an important question, which is if Luffy's Nika fruit is the only thing that can power this robot and is the key to the ancient energy source, then how did this robot climb Marijoa 200 years ago when Zunisha said he hadn't heard Joyboy's drums for the last 800 years? Well, Robin in chapter 1067 brought up the fact that this robot climbed the red line during the same time discrimination against the fishmen rose. This was also the same year the fish people were invited to Reverie for the first time, but for some odd reason it was the last time. Our theory is the reason it was the last time and why discrimination went up was because of the ancient robot's attack. Like Hody Jones 200 years ago, there must have been another faction against the unification of fish people and the humans. And we believe, like Hody, they stole the pills in the Tamate box, but unlike Hody, they understood the true purpose of these magical pills. It wasn't steroids for people, but rather an energy fuel for the technology of the ancient civilization, who were able to utilize their Haki to power their technology. However, the pinnacle of energy was from the Haki of Sun God Nika. Hence, by imbuing his Haki, they were able to create the energy pills. When Hody Jones ate it, Nika's Haki and energy made him stronger, faster, and of course, his hair white. Likewise, after running out of this energy, Hody turned into an old, decrepit man, much like how Luffy does after Gear 5 runs out. So, now that we know that these pills were fuels for the tech, there is also the idea that only Luffy or an ancient authority can give this robot instructions. It's likely that the robot went to attack Marijoa because it was trying to complete its mission from 800 years ago during the Great War. However, that was 200 years ago, and this brings us back to the present time. With Luffy's drums of liberation kickstarting the machine, it will also follow his instructions and help them get Sunny out of the island.
Okay, but seriously, speaking about the ancient robot and how it will replace Vega Force 1's role, we also have to talk about how Vegapunk must have had Kuma extract the robot's memories or will before Kuma himself transitioned his personality into Esper. This isn't far-fetched, as Vegapunk believes non-living objects can be imbued with will and devil fruits. This in turn creates a new personality like we saw with the Straw Hat ship Mary and with the swords like Enma. The memories and will of the ancient robot must have sat with Kuma's original body, and when Luffy finally activated his Gear 5 awakening Joyboy's return, the robot's will also re-emerged within Kuma after getting all mixed up and hearing the drums of liberation. And after waking up, the first thing it did was resume its original mission. And if you guys want to learn more about Dragon and what he brings to the table and what he might do in the future, then watch the video on screen. And if you guys want to watch new One Piece episodes alongside us, then hop onto our Discord server where we do weekly watch-alongs to One Piece and sometimes even other animes.